Welcome viewers, I'm Dr. Shweta Srivastav. In this video of mine, I'll discuss about different presentation strategies. Presentation, as we all can understand, that presentations are a regular part of our professional life. You say that presentations are inevitable in our professional life. We need to involve in various presentations for conducting various activities related to our professional life. Like you say that right now I'm giving a presentation to make my students understand about the various presentation strategies. So it is a kind of an oral presentation, a kind of a lecture. So it is presentation. Presentation, you say that when you are giving information related to new technology developed by you to the higher authorities of yours, it is presentation. Presentation, when you are trying to make subordinate of yours understand regarding the different stages, different methodology you're going to adopt to work upon any project, it is presentation. So presentation, you say that it is regular part of our professional life. So to make you all understand regarding effective presentation strategies, I'll go for sharing a PPT. So presentation strategies. Presentation, you say that the presentation is a very powerful medium, because with presentation we may impart our information, our ideas to the audience of us. You say that it is a kind of a platform. While we are giving oral presentation, it is a kind of a platform where we get chance to just share our views, our ideas to the authorities, as well as to our subordinates, to our colleagues, or so on. So presentation, it is required for we professionals. This of the presentation can be there for various purposes. We go for giving presentation with various purposes, like I say that you have developed any new technology, and the technology or the machinery you have developed. So to give the demonstration related to that technology, that new machinery, you give presentation. Right now I'm trying to make my students understand about the effective presentation strategy. So it is a kind of a presentation in the form of a lecture. So we teachers go for giving presentations. As a senior person in any organization, you are holding a position, need to address to the various employees of that organization. So you need to give speeches. This is again a kind of presentation. We go for participating in different conferences, so to introduce, to just relate our new novel ideas, we go for giving oral presentations. As a subordinate person when working on a project, so with particular intervals to our authorities, we go for submitting our oral reports for that project to our authorities. So this is presentation. Sometimes you say that as a team leader, you go for instructing to the subordinate of yours. It is presentation. Sometimes you say that as a subordinate person, you go for imparting your suggestions to the authorities, your recommendations related to any issue. So it is a kind of oral presentation. So as I said that oral presentation or presentation is regular, inevitable, a must part of our professional life. So while involving in presentation, we need to know about the various strategies which may make our presentation a successful presentation. So there are few strategies related to this effective presentation. So I go for telling about these strategies in a very condensed manner. In this lecture, I'll going to take up only two of these strategies, that is related to audience and related to the occasion. But yes, I go for telling about the different different strategies which one need to know or one need to take up to have an impactful presentation. So few strategies are there on your screen. The very first one is purpose. We need to know about the purpose, with which of the purpose we are giving a presentation. We need to know about it, like for motivating any person or a number of people, for giving any kind of instruction, for imparting any information like that, need to know about this. Then parallelly, we need to know about the audience of us to whom we are going to give a presentation. This should be known to a presenter on a very priority basis. Then the occasion, the place where we are going to give presentation. We need to know about the content. First, when we are knowing about the purpose, we are supposed to collect the material, and after collecting the material, we are supposed to just give a structure, a required structure to the content of us. Then we need to check about that what would be the best technique, the mode, the nuances for giving our presentation. Like we are going to give presentation in the form of just reading from the notes, or going to mug up the entire content, or going to give an extempo. So need to check about, depending upon the content, depending upon the audience, we need to check about the nuances of delivery of our. In oral presentation, our kinesics, body language is very much important. We all are familiar with this of the idea that in oral communication, language or words have very limited role. This is just about 7% in the entire communication. Rest of the 93 is given to the non-verbal aspect of communication. So this 93 has a major part in the name of kinesics, which is about 55%. We need to work upon the body language or the kinesics of ours to have an effective presentation. Then the importance should also be given to the vocal, the paralinguistic features of ours, that the manner of utterance. ये कई बार कहा गया है that what you are speaking is important, but the manner of speaking, mean to say how do you speak, is more important in oral communication. So need to work upon the paralinguistic features of a presentation. When you prepare for any presentation, you feel nervous, and this is very much natural as well, because you are going to address the audience. So dealing with the stage fear, stage fright, it is again very much important. We need to prepare, or we need to go for having prior preparation for dealing this stage fear in our presentation. And the most important thing in a presentation, this is about the preparation related to the various questions. You go for just preparing yourself that what would be the expected questions from the ground of your audience. We may have few more strategies, like we need to work upon the time management, we need to work upon the proxemics, or so on. But यहाँ पे हम इस लेक्चर में हमारे will going to have discussion about two of these strategies, audience analysis and occasion analysis. So audience analysis, audience means to say the receiving end of us. It is very much important in any presentation, that is to know about the audience of yours who is going to listen to your presentation. So you need to know about your audience. The very important thing about the audience analysis is to know about the interest of your audience. What is the liking or the disliking of your audience? You need to know about all that. Or you say that you need to check about the need of the audience of yours, that what are their requirement, and depending upon their need, their interest, their liking, go for taking up the content or go for organizing the content of yours. Then another thing regarding the audience analysis, that you need to check about that what your audience is already knowing about the content which you are telling, which you are going to deliver them. So check about this of the idea that any audience to whom you are going to address, they are in need of having a very basic knowledge, or they have some command over the content. So you may go for having the wider discussion or description of the content. So check about this of the idea related to the audience of yours. Then need to check about their attitude towards the speaker, towards the content, all that. So check about are your audience, they to go for having some information collection about your audience, that they are going to have welcoming attitude towards the content, or they are not interested in the content. So go for checking about this idea as well. When you're going to address your audience, so check about the size of those, or the size of your audience as well, that how many people, number of people you're going to address, unka number kitna hone wala hai. Because many times what happened, that when you are trying to make your audience understand any of the technical content, so you need to distribute handouts and all among them. So you need to check about that, yes, इतने नंबर ऑफ लोग जो है मेरी प्रेजेंटेशन में आने वाले हैं, सो आई हैव टू मेक प्रायर प्रिपरेशन रिगार्डिंग दीज दोस हैंडआउट्स और सीटिंग अरेंजमेंट और ऑल. Because to make them sit a comfortable arrangement related to the sitting is also required for a successful presentation. So you need to know about the size of your audience. In audience, it is again important that to whom you are going to address, and this whom can be developed in a way that the age group of the people, the gender, the dominant gender there. So you may arrange the content according to the age group, according to the gender. So you may make your audience feel interested in the content. क्योंकि कभी आप elderly person को जो है किसी तरीके के नोवल व्यूज को देना चाह रहे हैं, किसी तरीके के ट्रेडिशनल सेटअप को तोड़ने की बात करने चाह रहे हैं, सो this of the presentation content not going to be welcome by the audience of yours. Or your dominating gender is there male, and you are going to give your presentation which is very much related to the information which is very much related to the female. So there again, gender is going to have a barrier for an effective presentation. So check about this of the idea. And another important thing regarding audience analysis is their level of understanding. उनका understanding का level क्या है? What of the content they'll be able to understand? Like to common people, you are going to give information related to the hardware of computers. So there they are going to welcome your content. Actually not possible. So check about their level of understanding. So while preparing for the presentation of yours, this would be very beneficial if you check about the audience of yours on priority basis, because you may make your presentation, you may select the content for your presentation, you may select the style of your presentation according to the audience of yours, and definitely this will generate a kind of interest in your audience regarding the content of yours. So this is about audience analysis. When we talk about audience analysis, so we parallelly need to know about the place where we are going to give our presentation. So this is occasion, or this is locale, the place where we are going to give our presentation. Place of presentation. When you are giving your presentation, you need to know about the area, the place, the venue where you are going to give your presentation. And if possible, go for visiting that place on priority basis. Just the same day of the presentation, you think you'll reach there, you'll understand the setup there. So this would be a challenging condition. Just to think about your school days, when you go for giving any presentation in the name of any dance or all. So your teacher used to take up to that of the place where you are supposed to give presentation. On that of the spot, your teacher made you give your presentation before the final presentation of yours. This is actually the place or the occasion related analysis. We need to know about the place of our presentation prior hand. We need to familiarize ourselves the presentation place. So if the place of presentation of yours is there in the same city or in reach of yours, so you should go for a visit to that of the place on priority basis, on not on the day of the presentation itself. When we go for thinking about the place, the occasion of our presentation, we need to take it in different manner as well. Like we need to check about the various facilities available on that of the place where we are going to give our presentation. Like for our presentation, like right now I'm sharing this PPT of mine with you all. So it is required that I need to have this projection equipment or all for giving any presentation. So need to know about this thing. Then we need to check about the lighting. And किसी तरीके का ऐसा हमारा तेज lighting तो नहीं है that is going to affect our PPT and all, or any kind of a dim light where we are trying to write down anything on the whiteboard or a blackboard and will not going to be visible to our audience. So need to check about this idea as well. Then another important thing regarding the place or the occasion analysis is seating arrangement. Seating arrangement for your audience, it is again important. First, as I said, that you need to check about the number of the audience of yours. So when you are knowing about the number of the audience of yours, so you need to check that required seating arrangement is there or not. And you may say that in very intense cold, you are going to make them sit on iron rod chairs, so they will not feel comfortable there, and when they will not be at ease, they will not going to give attention to the content, to the presentation. So need to check about this idea as well, or vice versa. Like in intense summer, you are trying to make them sit in open, okay, in open area without having any kind of facilities related to fan or any AC or light or what they say जो intense धूप उन पर पड़ रही है, so they will feel uncomfortable. So again, they are not going to have their concentration for the content, for the presentation. So we need to check about the seating arrangement for our audience. This of the seating arrangement is important, and any kind of a place where you are going to give your presentation and proper ventilation is not there, so again किसी तरीके का हमें इशू फेस करना पड़ेगा, हमारे ऑडियंस को डिस्कम्फर्ट फेस करना पड़ेगा as a presenter. You people or I have to face discomfort over there. So again, it is going to negatively affect our presentation. For our presentation, depending upon the number of audience, we need to have different facilities in the name of mic and all. So need to check about this public address system, availability of mic, availability of speakers or all. Another important thing related to place or the occasion is the availability of podium or table for you as a presenter. Like you need to keep your notes, you need to keep your documents. So is there any thing, is there any table or podium to place all these content over there or not? You need to check about all this. So occasion analysis, or to know about the place where you are going to give your presentation on prior basis, is again important to make your presentation effective. In this video of mine, I'll go for just discussing about these two strategies related to the presentation. Further strategies, I'll go for discussing in the upcoming videos of mine. So thank you viewers for watching.